Hey guys, this is Cam315 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another One Piece anime episode review for you guys. Listen, sorry that I did not get last week's One Piece anime episode review up last week because I was actually jam-packed last week with trying to finish up mostly final projects for my final week of my first session for my master's classes. But anyways, I'm back now to review One Piece, and this episode was a pretty damn good one. Getting the story of understanding of Ace and Yamato and their bond and everything, and how they became friends, and again how tragic fate must be now that Ace is dead, because he definitely would have more than likely tried to come back and defeat Kaido, especially with the help of Whitebeard, and stuff like that. Potentially could have been a thing. If he was still alive. He definitely would have assisted with Luffy, freaking raiding obviously Onigashima. But yeah, let's get into this. So anyways, the episode kind of starts off with Sanji trying to escape from Black Maria's clutches, but he's essentially webbed up and everything, and he can't get away. And Black Maria's like, don't try to get away, you're too cute and everything. So that whole thing is Sanji's just in a huge problem because he fell for the trap and everything and stuff like that. And it's like, my guy, come on, bro. So yeah. Anyways, we do cut over to Jinbei because last week he split off from Luffy and he was ending up being confronted by Who's Who. And Who's Who is in his devil fruit form. And with devil fruit, we find out is he's got a saber-tooth ancient Zoan fruit. And the thing is, Who's kind of going on talking and saying like, Jinbei, first son of the sea, you used to be a warlord, man. Last time I saw you. And obviously this is a shock to Jinbei. He's like, wait, who the hell are you? And obviously Who's kind of gives his pun. He's like, oh, who am I? You know, that's for who to find out or something like that. Essentially this sets up the fight between Jinbei and Who's Who, and Jinbei's whole thing is, okay, I'm gonna take off your mask to see who it is. So I'm guessing Who's Who is somebody that Jinbei has met or came across in his past. And we'll see who that potentially could be. We don't know if it's going to be a character we've seen in the past of this series, or it's more than likely somebody from Jinbei's past he's seen, and that's going to be an interesting fight and stuff like that. I also find it interesting that most of his most of the people in his arsenal, they're wearing like similar like masks like he does. So yeah. Anyways, we cut over to Yamato, who's wrapping up Shinobu to heal her wounds and everything, and she ends up starting kind of the laughing and stuff like that. Now Momonosuke's like, why are you laughing? And that's when Yamato's like, well, I'm just laughing because being here reminds me of a time, you know, when I met this dude who essentially who beat me, who I fought but beat me, but taught me the meaning of life. And she was obviously referring to Ace. Now, we already know that Ace came to Wano from early on when the arc started, thanks to Otama telling Luffy how she met him. But obviously we know a reason why Ace came, which Yamato specified to Luffy earlier in this portion of the story. He came to fight Kaido, and that's what he was doing. We find out essentially he took him and his crew because at this time he wasn't in the Whitebeard pirates. He had his own, you know, crew. I forgot what his original pirate crew was called, but this was at the time when he was a captain and he had his own crew and everything. But we later find out he actually went to Onigashima not only to find Kaido, but they went to also save some of these children who were captured as prisoners by Kaido. Don't know why. I'm guessing they must have broke the rules, or they were probably going to use them, I guess, as people to do, I guess, sexual acts on them and stuff like that. I don't know. That's just a guess. They're pirates. they would be despicable like that. But that's when they're in the main hall. Yamato starts attacking Ace and everything, and the fight between Yamato and Ace this entire episode, the animation was flames. Great stuff. Insanity. Now, um, the thing is, they stop in the fight. Ace's crew's like, hey, we got the prisoners and everything. We're ready to go back and everything. And Yamato's like, if you want to leave, go ahead and leave. I don't really care what happens and stuff like that. And that's when Ace kind of takes an intrigue in Yamato. And he's like, what's up with this dude? They also find out that because Yamato says, Kaido is my father. They're like, what the heck? But anyways, it cuts to them leaving. Ace's crew is like, are you sure, man? And he's like, yeah, I'm sure about this. You go get those girls to safety and, take them home and stuff like that. And they're like, okay. And that's when Yamato and Ace resume their fight and everything. And again, animation is great and everything. So yeah. But the thing is, Ace is asking Yamato, like, why are you doing this? Why can you not go see, essentially, why can't you go out to sea and everything? And Yamato's like, well, I was given these cuffs. And we kind of found out a little bit more of a backstory to why Kaido put these explosive handcuffs on her. And essentially we get a quick little, we don't find out the true reason why he locked her up and put those cuffs on, but essentially Kaido said to Yamato in the flashback, when she was a little girl, essentially saying, like, you have no reason to leave this island, so, well, you're gonna stay here and you won't be able to leave. Essentially, Kaido's kind of keeping his daughter in captivity in a way, as a kind of an abusive type of relationship with his child. And ever since then, Yamato has struggled at this point in time with just feeling locked away. And I love the line where Ace was like, just because you're wearing chains doesn't mean he's changed your hand. He's chained you by the hands. He's chained you by the horse, and why are you allowing it? Essentially, Ace was telling Yamato, like, it doesn't matter if he's keeping you prisoner and he's holding you hostage and everything. You got to fight for what you believe in. And you gotta fight. You can't let him chain your heart up or lock your heart away. You gotta break those chains you gotta break the chains that are on your heart and everything. And I like the whole scene, by the way. But I like the whole scene where she ends up attacking the Kaido statue, and she actually does some damage. And then Ace attacks it, and obviously that kind of shocks her a bit. And he tells her, like, I was originally gonna be here to take out Kaido, but that's cool. But I also did like the scene where Yamato is expressing those feelings towards Ace, and the fact how she wants to go out to sea like Odin, and be able to be free for once and everything, which I thought was pretty cool. They kind of they obviously connect and everything. Ace tells Yamato his whole life story. And also, I forgot to mention back in the scene, Ace also does tell Yamato, like, you can't choose your parents. And you get a nice flashback back to when Ace was a kid, and essentially he just overheard through his childhood about everybody talking bad about Roger and everything because that was his father. And then you have that one scene with him and Garp, where he's like, do you think I should have ever been born or something like that, or why have I been born? And Garp was like, well, that's for you to find out as you grow, and stuff like that. And like I said, it was the whole thing of, Ace telling Yamato, you have to find your purpose in life. What is the reason for you living and stuff like that? Don't lock away and try it. Don't lock yourself away because, you're being held captive and everything and stuff like that. But that was a whole great scene. Another great scene. We can clearly see that these two instantly became besties after they connected with each other. Ace is going through everything about, like, his brother and everything, and then Yamato goes on to say, like, are there other big shot names out there in the world? Ace mentions Cavendish. So Cavendish was a well-known pirate at this time. Also mentions Kid and Law, which means that they were big name, well, not big name pirates, but they were up and coming pirates at the time that Ace heard about. But Ace is like, see, those guys, yeah, they're great and all, but they're not going to hold a candle to my brother Luffy. He's going to be the best out of all of them, and stuff like that. And I thought that was cool. And you know, we cut back to they have a nice connecting moment. And as the flashback ends, you know, that's what Yamato tells Momonosuke and Shinobu and everything. And that's when Yamato says, well, you know, the reason why I waited all this time, the reason why I waited all this time was for his brother Luffy to come back. And now that he's come back, I now can take up arms and fight against my father and stuff like that. So yeah. And then we do cut over to Atama at the last bit of the episode where she ends up telling Nami that she knew Ace and everything, and said that, you know, Luffy told me a pretty blunt way that he died and everything, but you know, Nami says, well, yeah, Luffy's like that, but you know, I bet you Luffy didn't tell you that, you know, Ace died right then and there in his face, in his arms and everything. And obviously that hit hard with Otama, because she's like, oh, now maybe I feel bad for judging him and saying all those rude things to him and stuff like that. So yeah. But essentially there's the whole thing how, you know, Yamato's going on. She's like, now I can fight. Now the fact that Luffy, his brother, has fighting with the will of Ace now. And you get a nice scene where Luffy's using Gum Red Hawk as we get to the to be continued scene. So yeah, great episode. I enjoyed this episode. Getting more backstory on Ace is always good because Ace is such a great character. And again, it's always a what if thing here. If Ace never died, would he have came back to Onigashima to try to take down Kaido and bring Yamato? If that was the case, the thing is, you know, would Ace has ever done that if he was still in White? Because when he left Wano, he then got into Whitebeard's crew. The only thing is, would he have ever went back to Wano and taken down Kaido? It obviously would have to have been under, you know, Whitebeard giving the A-OK to do that. But that's probably the only reason why Ace never truly did come back. But I think he would have came back if he was still alive, and if everything in the story played the same way. He definitely would have been a part of helping Luffy in this whole raid on Onigashima, and stuff like that. But I definitely do believe if she could have been free, she definitely would have went with Ace, and she would have joined him, and she probably would have been a person in the Whitebeard Pirates, to be honest. But this obviously further implements the fact and further foreshadows the fact that Yamato is more than likely going to join the Straw Hats after this arc is all said and done. Just from the standpoint, she wants to be like Odin. And one of the things Odin did was he went out to sea. And I just see it, you know, she wants to follow in Odin's footsteps because she respects Odin. And she sees herself Odin. She calls herself Kozuki Odin. And obviously, well, if you call yourself Kozuki Odin, then you got to go out to sea. And we know Yamato's had this big infatuation with wanting to go out to sea and see the world and everything. It just makes complete sense that she's going to join Luffy's crew after this arc is over with. So like I said, we could be getting 3 new crewmates by the end of this arc, which is obviously Jinbei, even though he's already been established as somebody who's going to join. But regardless, by the end of the arc, we're going to have new 3 people on the Thousand Sunny, potentially. Jinbei is definitely confirmed. Yamato, I think she's going to join Luffy's crew. It's going to be at the end of the arc, and I guarantee you Yamato's going to be like, Luffy, you know, can I come with you out to sea? And I think Luffy will just be like, well, yeah, sure, if you want to. I'm not stopping you. Which again would give them another powerhouse of a teammate. And then, like I said, I also do believe that Carrot will join the Straw Hats. It's just been building up because she's been with the Straw Hats so long up to this point, from Zoe on, that I just have a feeling that Carrot's going to join the crew. It would also make sense in the type of thing because, you know, it would definitely make sense because Cat Viper and Dogstorm, they both went out to sea with Roger, and I definitely could see them advocating for Carrot, like, hey, go out to sea, go if you're gonna have fun, go out to sea, enjoy it. We did it, so we know what we experienced. So go enjoy with Luffy and others. And I think by this time, by the end of this arc, Luffy will have 3 new crewmates on his team full time, which I think would definitely be cool. But that's just my predictions. I know I have a good feeling that Yamato's going to join. I think Carrot's the one person that a lot of people are still shaky on if she's going to join. Some people say I think she's going to join. Some other people say I don't think she's going to join. I think she's just going to go back to Zoe after this whole thing is said and done. But I really do believe Carrot's going to join the group. She's been with the group long enough. She's built the relationships. It would make no sense why she would just say, yeah, I'm gonna pass. I think she's gonna go with them and stuff like that. So it's gonna be cool to see and everything, and I just can't wait to see how this battle unfolds going forward. So next week seems like we're gonna get a focus on the main hall thing with Marco and Zoro, but at the same time it seems like we might cut a little bit into the past, probably when Ace was picked up by Whitebeard and everything, and then eventually joined the Whitebeard Pirates. But this was a good, solid episode. The animation was great this episode, and I'm looking forward to more. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day or night when checking this video. Until then, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.